Mike Etherington-Smith. We've had the conclusion of cross country. I know it wasn't Plan A, but what did you think? How happy are you with today's performance?
I think the guys did a really good job out there. I mean, it wasn't a gimme, the course. I think that what I saw today was really good. It's been a while since I've been to a competition over here in Australia. I have to say, I mean, you know, what was there to be seen was very, very good. And I know there's some people, you know, there's up for Olympics and hoping to get the long list. And so you'd expect to have a lot of the best guys here. And I thought it was a really good job. Okay, yeah, as you say, we're into Plan B. But nevertheless, there's still a bit to jump out there. The course wasn't quite as difficult as it would have been if we'd had Plan A, but that doesn't matter. I don't think it would have made a difference to the good guys. You know, it was really impressive to watch.
3 horses made optimum time exactly. 2 out of 3 others made it under time. Time seemed to be a factor for a lot of them, but some of those guys made it look really easy.
Yeah, I mean, I said during the week that actually the course for me is a bit too fast. I mean, it was all put together. I mean, originally I was talking about coming in 2013, and then it came along before Christmas, and it hasn't been a lot of time. I want to try and slow the course down in the future. You know, there's talk of me coming back, which may shock horror of some people, but who knows. And if I do come back, then for sure one of the things I was talking about earlier on, I'd want to slow the course down a little bit. And there are ways of doing it. I've got some ideas as to how we can do that without interrupting the flow or the rhythm of it. Time is an important element of the course, of the competition, and it's quicker than I like it to be at the moment. But again, that's a lot of it's to do with the fact we're in Plan B anyway, so I'm completely relaxed about it.
There's a theory out there, and I don't know your opinions on the theory, but I'll ask you about having a few faults on course and not having everybody come home clear. We had 2 that didn't make it home, but we only reported 1 other fault. How do you as a designer feel about that?
I'm completely relaxed about it. As I say, we're into Plan B, and the course wasn't as difficult as it would have been if we'd had Plan A, but I'm completely relaxed about it. It's all about, I mean, this sport is all about achieving a standard, and it's having the ability to jump fences at the right degree of difficulty, at the right speed, at the right level. And for me, okay, this wasn't a difficult 3-star, but nevertheless there were some questions out there. It was consistent, and it certainly wasn't a 2-star, and it wasn't a 4-star. So by definition, therefore, it's a 3-star, which is what it's set out to be. I mean, as I say, it's all about achieving a standard. I'm completely relaxed about it.
Yeah, from what I understand, the horses still came home. They had to work hard. It's 5.8 k's over those hills. It doesn't matter how many fences are in between. It's hard work. There's a couple of horses that came home reasonably relaxed, but most of them had well, at least looked like they've had a good workout.
I'm sure everybody here knows that if they're going to come to the competition here, it's going to be undulating. And the horses have got to be fit, and that's great. The ground has dried out hugely in the last 3 days. At the beginning of the week we were very concerned that if it didn't dry out, it would be very holding, and therefore time would be much more influential, and the horses would be a lot more tired. Fortunately, it has dried out, and the ground has turned out to be pretty good. And it's come time when you make decisions and you're finalising heights, you're trying to have to think ahead, okay, what could the ground conditions be like? And my interest is obviously in horse welfare. Give the riders enough, they've actually got a ride, the selectors get enough that they can see and do their job with. And just totally happy with what I've seen today.
Yeah. Last question, when we talked in January, your biggest concern about here was footing. Having put the rocket up everybody, and we've had some weather that sort of helped with a lot of rain. How happy are you with the footing that we ended up with today?
You can always improve footing. I think, in fairness to the guys, I mean, they haven't gone against it, and the weather hasn't helped, but it has helped in other ways. It's, I'm anal about footing. It doesn't matter how good or bad the fences are. We've got to look after the horses and the welfare of the horses, and that to me is the most important thing. So, I make no apology for being a bit of a pain in the neck about footing and the need to have it as good as it possibly can be.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thanks, mate.